The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
The Jets defeated the Giants to remain undefeated in the preseason and remain undefeated in 2024. Roster cuts are coming up next. We'll talk about that and much more. It's the Jake Asman Show, post-game edition. So let's hit it and get it started.
Man, our Jets are primed for a historic season. Jets green each and every day. This is not the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. Let's go. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. The Jets bandwagon is loaded. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. Shout out to all the Asmaniacs out there. I have returned from Vegas. Big shout out to Circa Resort and Casino for having us out there the last couple of days. Hope you guys enjoyed the content on the channel. And now we gear up for the Jets and the Niners. Week 1 on Monday Night Football. I will have more info this week about our big-time Asmaniac watch party for that game on Monday night. With that said, let's talk about the game tonight. I'll give you some takeaways from what I saw. Certainly want to hear from you on the Gusbuster Umbrella hotline. The link is pinned in the live section comments. So you click that, join the show, come on and give your thoughts on tonight's win over the Giants. And look, the win itself doesn't exactly mean a whole lot when you break down like the significance of winning a preseason game and what it all means going undefeated. But there were some things tonight that I think do matter for the regular season. And I think the Jets have some really, really tough decisions to make with this 53-man roster. It's also further complicated by the fact the toughest decisions they have to make are on the defensive line. And as of now, Hassan Reddick, who we know if he shows up has a spot on the team, well, right now he's not with the team. And you got a lot of guys who I thought were excellent tonight who made their case to be a part of the Jets' 53-man roster. So we will talk about all that right now. But first, please hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We talk Jets daily on the Jake Asman YouTube channel. Help me reach 40,000 subscribers. Spread the word. This is the place for daily New York Jets talk. So when you look at the game tonight, first things first, you just hope you get out of this game without any major injuries, right? We will wait and see what the deal is with Xavier Newman and Max Mitchell, who left the game with some injuries tonight. That affects your offensive line depth, so we will see. I'm sure Robert Saleh, who's speaking right now, will provide some sort of update. So when I see that, I'll talk about it. But, for the most part, I think if you're the Jets, you got out of this preseason as healthy as you could have hoped to be, right? Michael Carter was your big injury this summer. And he's expected to be back at practice maybe this week and should be ready to go for week 1 against the Niners. You chose not to play Aaron Rodgers in the preseason. He got plenty of work in practice this summer. I think if he wanted to play, he would have. He didn't think he needed it. So I was on board with that decision. So the biggest thing is the Jets, I think for the most part, there's always going to be some minor injuries here or there. They got through these 3 preseason games in training camp as healthy as you could hope to be, right? This is not Carl Lawson 2 years ago or Mekhi Becton the year after that. You survived this training camp for the most part in these 3 preseason games. So I think you start there. Now, as far as what stood out tonight, I mean, let me start with an offensive player, and then we'll get to the competition on the defensive line. I think Izzy Abanikanda has played himself onto this team. I wasn't so sure a couple of weeks ago. In fact, I was leaning with the fact Jets maybe only keep 3 running backs, and Izzy would be someone they probably have to release, and maybe they try to stash him on the practice squad. I think after watching Izzy this summer in these games, I think he's earned a spot, especially tonight with that big-time touchdown run that he had. He provides something to that room that is unique from the other 2 backups behind Brees. He's got that speed element. I think it also helps that he is a draft pick of the general manager. I don't think Joe Douglas wants to cut a 5th-round pick not even 2 seasons into that player's career. I think maybe the fact he's from Brooklyn doesn't hurt. Local kid, great story. But more so, the fact that he's a draft pick and he played well, that's the big thing with Izzy. I think if the Jets decide to keep 4 running backs, Izzy is your 4th running back. I think he's earned it. I think he has a unique skill set. Maybe he eventually could play a role on special teams with the new kickoff returns. Maybe he's someone down the line you need to use if there's an injury to Xavier Gibson or Corley. You never know. I think Izzy, with that 45-yard touchdown run tonight, I think he played himself onto the team. So I wanted to start with him. Now, the defensive players, man, the defensive line. I mean, you talk about what stood out tonight. I mean, whether we're talking about Leonard Taylor III, who in the first half of this game recorded a rare hat trick, a half sack on 3 straight plays, or we're talking about the play of Watts or McGregor or Tack McKinley. I mean, the roster decisions they got to make on the defensive line, as I alluded to just before, with Reddick still being an unknown, these are really tough decisions the Jets have to make. Heck, even Tanzel Smart with this game on the line tonight, the 4th and 2 with Tommy DeVito trying to take off and get the first down with his legs. He had a huge play against DeVito, basically winning the game right there for the Jets with a TFL on the 4th and 2. So really, top to bottom, everyone on this roster in that position room made plays. McKinley, Holmes, McGregor, Taylor. And once again, I want to highlight McKinley especially. This guy is a former 1st-round pick. The Jets have a history with this regime of finding guys, maybe off the scrap heap, or guys who didn't work with their original teams, and then finding a role for them with the Jets. Some turn out to be superstars, like Quincy Williams, like Bryce Huff, really good players like JFM. Some turn out to be really nice role players, like Solomon Thomas, like what we saw last year with Quentin Jefferson. I think Tack McKinley is the next guy that's going to be able to do that. Javon Kinlaw didn't play in the preseason, but he's another name to watch. They love him, and he's had a great camp from everything we've heard. But McKinley tonight, I mean, if there was any doubt he's on the team, he's got to be on the team. He was excellent. Excellent. You look at what he was doing, man. Play after play after play. This guy did it all. Same with Taylor, McGregor, Watts. Some tough decisions there for the New York Jets. Really tough decisions. We'll see how many defensive linemen they take. And then obviously, when it comes to Reddick, who loses their spot when this guy shows up at some point? Because he is going to show up at some point. So that, to me, absolutely stood out when you talk about this game. The defensive lineman, man. I mean, that's why the Jets won. The offense really did nothing outside that Izzy run. You know, the first half, I thought Martinez clearly outplayed Peasley. So if you are going to keep 3 quarterbacks, which I don't think they will, Martinez would win that job. I think Martinez will be cut with Peasley, and they will put Martinez on the practice squad, assuming he clears waivers, which I believe he will. Jordan Travis, I believe, will be stashed on season-long injured reserve, or he's on the non-football injury list because he had the pre-existing injury before he suffered the injury, right, in college with Florida State. By the way, brutal loss for Florida State today. Yikes, in week 0. But Jordan Travis is a developmental project. He's not going to play at all this year. So I think Martinez will probably be the practice squad quarterback over Peasley. I think he's earned it. I think his mobility gives him that advantage. He made some nice plays. By the way, Brandon Smith should be on this practice squad too as a wide receiver. I like his skill set. I was a little nervous when Aaron Rodgers was on the sideline, and it looked like Brandon Smith, not realizing Rodgers was behind him, almost stepped on him. Anyone else have PTSD from that? I know I did. Just throwing that out there. That stood out to me, but maybe I'm just nuts. Well, we know I'm nuts, but you get the point. But, man, you look at McKinley tonight, 2.5 sacks. McGregor, 2 sacks. Taylor, 1.5, but 3 on 3 plays with the half sacks. It's going to be tough to stash these guys, man. They're going to get claimed. They're going to get cleaned. Now, some not good news. I'm not worried, but I didn't need to see Greg Zuerlein miss 2 kicks. That makes me a little nervous. I'm not worried about Greg. He's great. Greg the leg, love him. But, the Jets are basically showcasing Austin Seibert for everyone else. Maybe Greg Zuerlein needed those reps in these games, Robert Saleh. Just saying. Brant Boyer. Just saying. Zuerlein wasn't kicking in some of these games. They were letting Seibert do it. Well, maybe he needed those reps. Just saying. I'm not worried, but something to watch. Obviously, I think Zuerlein has earned the benefit of the doubt. He has been excellent for 2 years with the Jets. So I'm not worried. I'm just pointing that out. Something to watch. Something to watch there. But look, at the end of the day, what does all this mean? The wins, not so much. The fact that they got through the preseason for the most part healthy, that's the biggest thing. The fact that they have some real tough decisions to make, that's a good thing. And really, even in the grand scheme of things, right? We could debate which defensive linemen they keep, how many they keep. Do they keep 4 running backs? Do we see a guy like Codrington make the team as a special teamer? Like that to me are like the big stories, right? But in the past, folks, we've debated who's the number 2 receiver on this team after the preseason. Who's the starting offensive line after the preseason? We've known it now for a while. All the main things on this team are solidified. These are first world problems. And that is something very unique and different from what we're used to. Even last year, Mekhi Becton had to play in that preseason game at right tackle. Remember that? He had to solidify the right tackle gig. Like Billy Turner was the left tackle when Rodgers played against the Giants last year. Remember that? Now you're talking about Tyron Smith, who's backed up by Olu Fashanu, who's looked great this summer. And Morgan Moses, who I don't need to tell Jet fans about Morgan Moses. We lived it. He never should have left. So this is a really good football team they have. And there are no excuses. I thought Peter Schrager was kind of speaking to this fan base on the broadcast with Iron Eagle tonight. Like, you could be excited, Jet fans, because this team is really good. And they got to prove it. We understand that. But there is no reason why they can't go into San Francisco and win Monday night. There's no reason why the New York Jets can't be 4-1 going into that Bills game on Monday Night Football. There is a reason why, if you saw the video I put on the channel today, there is a reason why the Jets in some sports books are now the betting favorites to win the AFC East. They're really good. And Rodgers has weapons, protection, and an elite defense that he has not had in a very long time. And that's exciting. If you're watching live right now, thank you to the 552 of you out there tuned in live. Please hit that like button. We only have 148 likes. If you want to reach the show, make sure you super chat it. It is guaranteed to be read. Turn on gift receipts because someone's going to make it rain, baby. The Jets undefeated in 2024. We count that Patriot win where they stuck it to Bill Belichick in the rear end on the way out. And 3 wins in the preseason, baby. Why not? And nice to see a touchdown tonight after all the Asmaniacs came out to the watch party last week, and we got a bunch of field goals. So we'll take a touchdown in an ugly, typical preseason 10-6 type of win where all the backups for both teams basically played. Great job by the Jet backups, though. Entertaining game, right? Low scoring, but it come down to the end. Gave us something to watch on a Saturday. So I appreciate everyone tuned in tonight. Hope everyone's having a wonderful weekend. We're focused on the Niners now, and we're focused on this team giving us a year that we all deserve as Jet fans. Comments, questions, super chats will cut the line. I'm going to monitor Robert Saleh's press conference, get some quotes for you guys, and I'll relay that. So we will open up the Gusbuster hotline as well, take some calls. Today's postgame show is presented by my friends at Huga House. You see this hat I'm holding right here? This is a Huga House hat. Now, it's one of their new hats they released this summer. I don't know if you guys saw this, but our guy, Mr. Aaron Rodgers, walking in tonight, rocking the Huga House hat that I have in my hand right here. So if you want the same exact hat that QB1, number 8, is rocking, go to HugaHouse.com right now. Use that promo code Asman you see on your screen. It's my last name at checkout. You'll get it 15% off. Buy one hat from Huga House. The second hat is 30% off. Shout out to Huga House for being a sponsor of the Jake Asman Show. So check it out. Use promo code Asman at checkout if you want the same exact hat that Rodgers was rocking on his way into Jet Life this evening. All right, Gusbuster hotline is open. Let's take some calls. Let's get some memberships gifted. Shout out to everyone out there tuned in on a Saturday night. Devin, you are first up on the Gus Buster
Yes, I'm
Hotline.
first up. What's up, Jake? My brother. Man, first thing I'm going to say is Peasley is trash. I don't want
I
him to see
mean,
him anymore.
he's a backup,
I know he's a backup. I know, but so is Martinez. But if I have to choose, I need Martinez. First world problems, like you pointed out, obviously I agree with you. My second point is I love Charcuterie Board, but like I'm taking Leonard Taylor. You know I love Leonard Taylor over him, and so I want McGregor as well. Like McKinley, I'm sorry, Ty McKinley. Like those two dudes need to be on the 50. I don't want to take a risk with them possibly getting poached by some other teams. We have dudes that are on our team that are backup players that are going to be starters on other teams. Like this is unbelievable how much we've turned this around. It's funny because I was watching the game tonight and I was telling my wife, I was like, yo, Giants fan look like us how we did like 3 years ago. Like we be looking at the game and be like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. But it says a lot that our third and fourth string quarterbacks could beat the Giants' second string quarterback. He couldn't even beat our third string, and our defense is so atrocious, man. Not atrocious. It's so unbelievable. Oh my gosh, it's mesmerizing to watch these guys play, man. Like I totally love it, bro. And my final point is that we're gonna stay undefeated in the 2024 season. Love it, bro. Man, keep doing your thing. I saw your interview earlier, bro. Yo, you killing it, Jay. You are just killing it, man. I'm so happy to be an Asmaniac. I took my daughter to water country out here today in VA, and I had to rock my Asmaniac swag. So just keep up the good work, bro. I just had to get in here, and I just had to say I need to see Ty McKinley and Leonard Taylor on the squad. Charcuterie Board, we could, he's a vet, so we could still cut him and still bring him back later anyway. But I don't want to take a risk on these dudes. These dudes are like legit starters, man. And this is, UDFAs. So I appreciate it. That's all I wanted to come in and, say. And I keep listening, brother.
Devin, appreciate you, man. Good call to start us off. Hit the like button for Devin. They got a lot of talent in that D-line room. And you might not be able to keep everyone. I mean, teams are going to look at the Jets and look at their players and say, we can make our team better by adding them. And that's something that really has been a trend now for a couple seasons. It's a testament to the front office for sure, but also the coaches developing those guys. I mean, they have a lot of really good defensive linemen, man. It's going to be tough to figure out who cracks this team. How many do they keep? Are they keeping 9 or 10? If they keep 10, who are the 10? Because you could argue for probably 13 different guys for 10 spots. We'll do roster predictions tomorrow on the show and Monday, cut down days Tuesday. But, man, it is going to be tough for the Jets. Today's Jake Asman postgame show is presented by the Jake Asman merch store. Folks, go to jakeasman.com and get yourself some Asmaniac swag, Jake Asman swag. We're going to add more items as we go. Regular season is upon us. jakeasman.com/shop to support the show. If you are a Patreon subscriber, everything in the store is 15% off. It's included in your membership. Tonight is the last night you can join Patreon for the month if you want your name added to the countdown ticker. You want access to our Discord channel where, by the way, folks, if you're going to San Fran, we have meetups being planned by Asmaniacs. So join the Patreon, get in the Discord if you want to connect with your fellow Jet fans for week 1 or any of the games this year. We have a meetup channel in our Discord chat for each game to connect every Asmaniac who is traveling with the Jets or coming to MetLife for games this season. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. All right, let's get to some super chats. Then we'll get back into your busy phone calls here. We have Tyrone who checks in with a super chat. McKinley, McGregor, Taylor, wow. Reddick better show up. We have a hell of a defense. 14-3, Super Bowl. Go Jets. Tyrone, from your lips to God's ears, but they have a hell of a defense with or without Reddick. I think they could be the best defense in the league with Hassan Reddick. I think they're good, very good, without Reddick. I want to make that clear. They are the best defense in the NFL, in my opinion, with Hassan Reddick. You will not find a defense that would have all-pro defensive tackle, 2 Pro Bowl defensive ends in Jermaine and Reddick, 2 all-pro linebackers in Quincy and CJ, a all-pro best corner in the league in Sauce, best number 2 corner in the league in DJ, and best nickel corner in the league in Michael Carter. That is the best defense in the NFL with Hassan Reddick. Ryan King checks in. He's been an Asmaniac for 10 months. What's up, Ryan? Hey, Jake, who do you keep on the D-line? I have no idea, Ryan. I mean, honestly, I know Clemens is going to make the team, but how can we sit here and act like Michael Clemens has not been outplayed by some of these guys that are UDFAs or a guy like Tack McKinley who's finding his footing now on a different team? And I could tell you, the McKinley stuff, that's a Jeff Ulbrich production. Jeff Ulbrich was the DC in Atlanta when they selected Tack over TJ Watt. Ulbrich believes in McKinley's talent. Now, obviously, if they could do that pick over, they would take TJ Watt 1,000 out of 1,000 times, but it does speak volumes how, Ulbrich's long been a fan of McKinley, and we're seeing this guy blossom right now. Eric Rivera with an Asmaniac super chat. McDonald had 3 sacks playing 60% of the snaps. If he plays 60%, do we think he can get the 10? I'm closer to 7 or 8 for McDonald, but maybe. If you're playing with more leads, more pass rushing situations. Big fella with a super chat. He cuts the line. LT3 and Tack have to make this team better than Clemens. McGregor needs to be a priority on the practice squad. This cut down day is one of the toughest I can remember. Look, this is a good problem to have. Tough decisions, but a good problem to have. Bradley with a super chat. Not worried about Greg, but hope he gets a Gibby and his next time up isn't a big kick in week 1. I hope his next kick, besides the kickoff in week 1, Bradley, is after the Jets' first offensive drive, kicking the extra point. That's what I hope. How's that? How's that sound, Jet fans? Imagine the Jets scoring an opening drive touchdown for once. When was the last time that happened? Was Ronald Reagan in office? DNY is the first to gift a channel membership tonight, folks. Let's go. Jets are undefeated. Let's party. Devin's channel membership went to listener Top Cat Warless. He's a channel member. He's an official Asmaniac. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Make sure you guys turn on gift receipts because you never know who might make it rain. Double O Jet Fan has gifted a membership. It went to listener Anthony DeRise. Anthony, welcome to Asmaniac, baby. Asmania, as they call it. Welcome. You are a member. And shout out to Chuck Lagana. He's back, baby. Chuck, we've been wondering where you've been. He signed up and became an Asmaniac before the postgame show started tonight. Hit the like button if you're tuned in. There's 619 of you watching live right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your incredible support. Speaking of incredible support, I'm excited to share it. We have a new sponsor, part of our post-game show for the upcoming regular season. Big shout out to our friends at Custom Bourbon Tours. For those who remember our draft megacast at Circa back in April, Custom Bourbon Tours was a big part of it. If you like football, which if you're watching this, I know you do. If you like golf, if you like cigars and bourbon, you have to visit CustomBourbonTours.com. You have full control of your tour, what distilleries to visit, what vehicle to ride in, where to be picked up. They have packages that, once again, they include bourbon, cigars, football, horse racing, and golf. CustomBourbonTours.com. You play to win the grain. Go online. Plan the perfect man trip with flexible, affordable payment plans. Visit CustomBourbonTours.com. You should be giving them the business down there. Shout out to Liam, who's a big-time listener of the show. His company, Custom Bourbon Tours, they're back for the post-game show in the regular season. So, Jeff fans, make sure you guys definitely support them. Super chat here from Terrell. He cuts the line. Terrell's a Jet fan, writes in, I love our defense. It's elite, but my only worry is we seem to have issues still with quarterbacks that can run, which we had an issue with last year. I wouldn't say this is an issue, Terrell's. I mean, last I checked, the fastest player on the defense is Quincy Williams. Was he out there tonight? Was Quinnen out there tonight? Was Sauce out there? No one played. Even some of the high-priority backups didn't play. So I'm not worried. It's an elite defense. They've earned the benefit of the doubt. Steven NYC checks in. Be positive. We have never been in this position as a roster in decades. Do not argue with me. Go Jets. I think if you're a Jet fan and you're not positive going into this year, why be a fan? Yeah, we know what could happen. We lived the nightmare last year, right? Worst case scenario already happened. I'm not living my life in fear. I'm optimistic about this team going into the year, and I think you should be too. That's the bottom line. It's 11:11 Eastern. Make a wish. I think I know what a lot of Jet fans are wishing for right now, but don't say it if you want it to come true. Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls. We say good evening to Mr. Weed. Hello, Mr. Weed.
What's up, Jake? How you doing?
Mr. Weed, good to see you.
How about another preseason undefeated? It's a beautiful thing.
Robert Saleh is the preseason king, man. All the guy does is win in the preseason. His career record, Weed, and I know you know this because you're one of the smartest intellectuals we have on this esteemed channel, this esteemed program. But Robert Saleh now, in 4 NFL seasons as a head coach, is 10-2-1 in the preseason, baby. What does it mean?
Man,
absolutely nothing, but it is funny.
The man is the preseason savant, Jake.
He is.
But all this means is that we have more games coming, real football coming up, and I'm going to be happier. I am so happy.
Weed, let's go, baby. Nice background.
Oh yeah, you like that? So you got Dr. Charlie and Mr. Chuck.
Ladies and gentlemen, we say good evening to Charles Eugene M. Gorman. Hello, Charles.
Hello. Some people are saying that Greg the Leg is washed.
I would not say that, Charles.
No way. It's preseason. He missed a couple chips. It happens. These things happen.
What do you think of his background, Charles?
It's interesting. Anyway, I watched the first half of my friend Colin's house.
Weed, thanks for the time. Continue, Charles.
I enjoyed the first half the most, obviously, like everyone else did. AG Martinez looked good. Izzy Abanikanda looked good. The defense was great the whole game.
Yep. How's Colin doing?
He's doing great. We went for a 6-mile hike.
Really?
Up in Hillsborough, New Jersey on Sour Land Mountain Reserve.
Very exciting. Sounds like you had a great day.
And Carly asked me if what I had for dinner. I said I had turkey burgers and onion rings for dinner.
Well, can you do me a favor and have that same exact meal when the Jets play Monday night against the Niners?
I don't know about that. I won't be at my friend Colin's house on Monday. I'll probably be there on the weekend, but not on Monday. He'll most likely be working that day.
Well, maybe you should rearrange the schedule to be there so the Jets can win Monday Night Football against the Niners.
Also, I finally met Connor from New York Jets Flight Talk.
I'm happy to hear that, Charles.
I was on his stream with New York Jets Afterburner podcast.
Nice.
The man, I said to him, he told me he was 13 years old, the young man. And I'm like, well, you look like at least 14, 15, maybe 16 years old. He kind of chuckled a little bit. So he's a nice young man. He really is. He's a very nice young man.
I'm happy to hear that, Charles.
Also, I don't know what the hell happened with Peasley. In the preseason game against Washington, he looked fine. Then these last couple of games, he's been terrible.
Well, he's a number 4 quarterback for a reason. Most quarterbacks in the NFL aren't good. There's a lot of starters in the NFL who are terrible.
Knob Deep says, can we get Zerline his AARP card now? People are saying he's done.
Well, I think these people are wrong.
I think so, too.
Well, Charles, thank you for the time tonight. Excellent call.
I don't think you really mean it, but I'll take what I can get.
How do you know? You could mind read?
I'm starting to pick a little bit up sarcasm.
You shouldn't. You know I'm a big advocate of yours.
Yeah, but sometimes I feel I get treated less than Lane Train does here on the channel.
We love Lane Train. How dare you?
What I mean less, I mean you treat him better than I do. Better than me, excuse me.
Do you think I play favorites to Lane over you?
Yes.
Well, I think that is an outrageous accusation, Charles.
You sure about that?
Yes.
I'll think about that. Anyway, God bless.
Charles, God bless. Thank you for the call. Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Eugene Gorman, everybody. We love you, Charles. Despite what you just said there. Ray Winter, Super Chat, cuts the line. No matter what happens to Izzy Tuesday, good to see the guy work hard and perform after being buried behind 4 running backs, including Tariq Cohen to start camp. Well, I do think Tariq Cohen retiring abruptly might have saved Izzy. Because remember, Tariq was getting Izzy's reps in the running back pecking order. Let's not forget that. So sometimes you'd rather be lucky than good. And Izzy has taken advantage of his opportunities this summer. I think he's going to make the team, assuming they keep 4 running backs, which I think they're going to. Because here's the thing. If you want to stash Izzy Abanikanda on the practice squad, someone's claiming him. I don't think he gets through waivers. Dre checks in. Jake, you look like a 16-year-old intern. Are you sure you're old enough to do a shot with me at the home opener? JETS, Jets. Dre, I was in Vegas. I had to get the Vegas feel off of me. So we're going clean shaven for a day or two, and the beard will be back. Don't worry. But I appreciate your concern. I'll be ready to rip shots with you at the home opener on September 19th. But who's counting? Ladies and gentlemen, we are seeking channel memberships. You never know who's going to make it rain. Make sure you turn on gift receipts because someone at any time could gift you a channel membership. All right, more calls. Let's say hello to Paul tonight. Paul, what's going on?
What's up, brother?
Hey, Paul.
A little lit tonight, but pissed I missed the social last week. But I'm on vacation this week, so I haven't been able to get caught up. But it turned out I had to buy my kids a car Saturday night. Like, I got stuck in that. We found the car, and I'm like really pissed, of course, that it happened on a Saturday. But I'll make the next gigs. You know, pissed I missed it. Though, I'm not gonna lie. I was ready for that one.
There'll be more, Paul. Don't worry. We'll get you at a watch party.
Yeah, no, there'll be plenty more. Yeah, and we're gonna meet and tailgate and everything else. So it's all good. But like, I really wanted to go to that one and shoot some pool and whoop some butt, but I didn't get to. But it's all good. But I tell you, I still look at this team, man, and the biggest takeaways I get from it, which frustrates me that everybody talks about, you know, Salah and Douglas, but like, my God, like, I really can't remember the last time that we have taken players that came from nowhere and made them substantial players. Like, to me, that's talent. Like, they're breeding and developing players, and they're following this system. And to me, that's what the truly best organizations do. They develop players. They find players. They develop players. And with the salary cap, they move the players accordingly to keep the ball moving for decades. And I'm sorry, I'm just not bailing out on Salah. I'm not bailing out on Douglas. And to me, anybody else that does, tell me when we've had better. I asked that one question to you, and maybe you can tell me, you know, maybe the Parcells generation, maybe a little bit of you know, a couple other instances, but like, when I look at player development, I've never seen anything like this in the Jets since as long as I've been a fan. So I'm loaded, definitely, by the way.
I could tell, Paul.
I'm on vacation.
Where are you on vacation that you're next to like a punching bag?
Yeah, it's my punching bag. And then there's my 1983 quad angle hung up. That's worth like over $6,000. That's my back in the day. I'm in the man cave, man. Man cave in it, dartboards, all
I
my
love it, Paul. A little
yeah.
staycation.
Yeah, I had no choice. My kids on Wednesday turned 17, and I bought them a car, and I had to make sure they passed the driver's license. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, just driving. And then once they passed, I got the last couple of days down the shore with my brother. But, it was a staycation because of my kids' birthdays. But it's all good. They passed. Nice. And I bought them an Audi.
Well, Paul, great to hear from you, my man. And I will see you at a future watch party coming very, very soon. Stay tuned for more info on that this week, Jet fans. We're on to week 1 now. Brock Purdy is going to be running for his life.
Is Brock Purdy going to run for his life on the opener? He's going to die. Let's go. J-E-T-S, Jets. Let's go.
Yeah, buddy. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, it is officially raining channel memberships, a 5-spot of memberships, courtesy of our pal, the great Nick Shine. Let's go, baby. The following 5 listeners are now as Maniac channel members. Utah for Life, The Power, Lucas S., Ogre King, Gotham Green, 0811. You are all as Maniacs. Welcome. Hit the like button. Let's go. All right. More of your calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we say good evening to Nick Shine. Hello, Nick.
What's up, buddy? How are you?
How was the game?
It was great. I had to thank you, give some memberships. Thank you. Me and my son had a good time. I'm here to deliver a message, Jake, if you don't mind. Jets fans are going to be obsessed with who doesn't make the team. It's what we do. We're going to go nuts about the 2 or 3 guys that we like that don't make the team. How about we get effing excited about the 53 that do? Because this is a Super Bowl roster. We're not looking for a guy to come in and start on the line. We're not looking for the next wide receiver to make the team and give us hope on offense. We have a Super Bowl roster intact right now. So you're not going to have 6 or 7 of the guys you want making it who are fringe. What you're going to have is maybe 2 guys. That's all the openings that we have. So don't lose your mind on what we don't have. What you should be happy about as a Jet fan is that you have a competent general manager running our football program that finds talent, whether it's in Canada, whether it's in the CFL, whether it's undrafted, whether it's whatever. We're getting talent in here. Last 2 years, do you know which team in the league has the most cuts signed? We do. Do you know what that means? Our general manager and his staff are doing their goddamn job, and they're getting talent in here. Now, we know what happened last year, 4 plays in. That changed the whole dynamic of the entire season. But let's be real. This team is built to win a Super Bowl. We don't need 10 walk-ons. We don't need 10 cross your fingers and hope they work out, because we got 50 goddamn guys that are going to lead us to hoisting the trophy. Thank you for the tickets. I know you probably have other people ready to call in. Nikki saw the show. We're on the car ride home. First thing he says, Jake shaved? First thing he said. First thing he says. He's like, Jake shaved? Like, you caught him off guard with it.
Vegas, man.
Hey,
Vegas.
You got to leave it behind you sometimes from what I hear.
You know.
You're the man. Great work. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Still undefeated in 2024. Your 2024 Super Bowl champion, New York Jets, kick off in 16 days? 16 days?
Sounds right. Sounds right to me.
Let's rock. It's ring season, baby. Let's go. Go to your nearest jewelry store. Get fitted. We're kicking the crap out of everybody. Undefeated the whole season. I'm on board with it now. I've been talked into it. 13-4 is out the window. 4 losses. My ass.
Ring season.
That's it.
Ring season. Let's
That's
go.
it.
Let's go.
That's it.
Super Bowl champs. It's time.
Everyone, have a great night. Go Jets. Enjoy it. Don't worry about the negative. It's time to focus on the goddamn positive because we're finally an elite team. Don't find reasons to bring yourself down. Don't find reasons to bring others down. Don't find reasons to bitch. Find reasons to be happy. Look at the entire goddamn roster and be happy.
Nick Shine, everyone. Let's go. Give this guy a follow on social media. And more importantly, Nick Shine just hit 1,000 subs on his Jet YouTube channel. Make sure you guys subscribe to Proud NYJ fan. Nick Shine, everyone. A guy whose shoulders were strong enough for my rear end to sit on and lead a Jet chant last week at our watch party. Let's go. I'm ready to run through a brick wall now, Nick Shine. Let's go. Super Bowl champs. I got my Namath ring on right now, baby. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, before we bring on a surprise special guest who will join us for insider insight on tonight's game and the Jets' big-time decisions with this roster they have to make by Tuesday, we say, holy crap, thank you to Felix Campos, a 20 spot of channel memberships.
Get your ass off my super chats. Some of these are gifted memberships too.
Hey.
The hell with it.
Folks, it is officially raining. Channel. Thank Felix. It's just $5 to pay it forward. What an awesome gesture by Felix. You are the man, my friend. Thank you for your support of this channel and what I do. PR, Mike Hawk Hertz, Isaac's EdTech, Antonio Perez, William Lewis, Joe Blue, Rezel Azir 2.0, Duncan McLean, Clancy NY Jets, William Haas, RB Gamer, Ahil LZ Life. You are a channel member as well, but wait, we got even more names to read. Iceman 78, Heavyweight, Luis Cordova, Peter Castro, Don Reck, Anderson Simpson, Sorry Not Sorry, Big T Charlie. You are all channel members. But wait, hold on. We're not done. Paul, who just called in from the man cave. How about 10 more memberships that have just been gifted? Here we go. Another 10 names. Zach Miller, Adrian Flores, TH3 Entertainment, Gil, Ryan Takach, Sean Johnson, Andrea Malone, Vinny C, Edward Perez, Known. You are all channel members. Welcome. It is raining. All right. My apartment in New York City is flooded with channel memberships. Incredible. Thank you to Paul and, of course, what we just gave you from Felix. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll get back to your calls in a moment, but joining us right now on his way home from Jet Life Stadium, where the Jets wrapped up a 10-6 win over the New York Giants to finish the preseason undefeated, is Jets beat reporter and a good friend of the show who will join us every week on the channel once the regular season begins. We say hello to Nick Faria. Nick, welcome aboard, my man.
Hey, Jake. Great to be back on.
Nick, let's get right into it, man. The Jets going undefeated in the preseason obviously means they're going 17-0, correct?
24-0 in 2024. I mean, Jesus. They can't lose. No, it's this is the preseason that they needed. And what I mean by needed, I mean they stayed completely healthy. No major injuries. Max Mitchell got banged up. Xavier Newman got banged up today. But for the most part, doesn't sound like anything too serious. The one injury to keep an eye on, of course, is Michael Carter. But it sounds like he's going to be ready to go to start the regular season. So the Jets are entering 2024, the regular season against the San Francisco 49ers, with the healthiest roster they have had in quite some time. And that alone is the biggest takeaway. More than anything else, that is the biggest takeaway going into the regular season.
Nick, when it comes to the roster decisions they now have to make, I can't remember a year where it is really, really hard to figure out who's making the 53 for this team. You got a lot of really good players on that defensive line that I'd love to keep all of them, and that's just not realistic. Plus, Reddick is an unknown at this point. You know, when he shows up at some point, he's guaranteed a roster spot. What do you make of the defensive line decisions that Saleh, Douglas, and company have to make?
It's probably the NFL, and when we asked Joe Douglas about it after the game, Robert Saleh after the game, he was kind of along those same lines of, listen, this is a great problem to have. Our defensive staff does such a great job in locating talent, finding talent, and then developing that talent to be a part of an elite defense. So you have to give Joe Douglas credit for finding these kinds of players, but also this Jets coaching staff. A lot of people not really pleased with Robert Saleh or Joe Douglas for that matter for different issues. But I think the one thing we can all agree on is they know how to locate defensive talent, and not just first-round pick defensive talent, late-round defensive talent. Quantez Stiggers today was really, really good. He recovered a fumble on the opening kickoff. His special teams prowess continues to look strong. Brandon Echols, Jarek Bernard-Converse, who's been really, really good. Takk McKinley, who was out of football last season, but pick him up because of his relationship with Jeff Ulbrich. All of these factors play into why this defense is going to be among the elites in the NFL, whether Hassan Reddick shows up or not. And Reddick is going to be a key piece to this. But when you have Takk McKinley dominating like this, and Will McDonald, and Jermaine Johnson, and Quinnen Williams, who's a first-team All-Pro, you're looking at a defensive unit that, sure, Reddick being there it makes them a top 5 group overall, but it's just there's still a top 10 unit. It's debating between top 10 and top 5 because this defense is just loaded with talent. Obviously, it's going to be a very difficult problem to solve for Saleh and Douglas. If I were a betting man right now, I think it's probably McKinley that gets the roster nod overall, and probably Leonard Taylor. But ultimately, I mean, they needed to step up. All three of them needed to produce. Eric Watts, Braden McGregor, McKinley, and needed to produce today, and all of them did. Every single one of them did today.
It's just crazy how it just felt like when one guy would make a play, then right away another guy who's fighting for a spot would make a play. I want to ask you about McKinley. Yeah, 100%, Nick. I want to ask you about McKinley in particular, because this is a guy that Jeff Ulbrich really believes in. He was in Atlanta when they drafted him over TJ Watt, which just speaks volumes on how they felt about McKinley's potential. What has really clicked with him? I know he got emotional just seeing some of the comments and videos on social media during this postgame. He got emotional talking with you guys after the game. What'd you make of that?
Well, I think it's mostly the NFL is a very emotional game, and emotions run high overall. When you're a first-round pick, and I've said this before, Jake, on this channel specifically, when you're a first-round pick, the demand is there to produce right away, and you must produce. Or you're labeled a bust, and a new team or a new coaching staff overall doesn't want anything to do with you. They see you as damaged goods. And with Takk McKinley, the start of his Atlanta career was not bad by any stretch of the imagination. He put up close to around 14 sacks in 2 seasons, which is an average of 7. Those are respectable numbers for a young edge rusher. But when Dan Quinn and Ulbrich and that defensive-minded staff left, you kind of saw him start to dwindle. He dealt with some injuries. He dealt with other issues, both mental and physical. So there were a lot of problems for McKinley in Atlanta over the last few years, but he's finally healthy, which is the most important thing about this entire piece. And then you have to realize his mental side is so much better now than it has been in years. Kind of shows why the nurturing side of Saleh really worked kind of locker room. And when you allow guys to be nurtured the proper way, the right way, even perceived for really come out of their shell and look really good. Now, I'm not expecting McKinley to come in and put out 7-8 sacks this season, but if he's able to be a viable contributor to this team, maybe put up 3, 4, God forbid 5 sacks, that is a terrific signing for the Jets, because more importantly today, I thought he played the run very, very well, and that was something that he was kind of inconsistent with in Atlanta. But yes, the Jeff Ulbrich relationship was a key part. We asked Robert Saleh about it today, and Saleh did say Ulbrich was kind of pounding the table for him, and he got him in here. But he only got him the workout. He only got him the opportunity to meet with the team and work out for the team. And Takk McKinley did the rest, and he certainly did it today as well. 2.5 sacks, could have easily have been 3. He was phenomenal.
Does Izzy Abanikanda make this team?
For the last month, I've been saying no. I didn't think it was possible or plausible for the Jets to keep 4 running backs on the roster. But I'm not high on Jason Brownlee anymore. There's going to be a big question about what happens at linebacker. And if you just do the math, especially after today's game, he's 100% making the team. I would be stunned that the Jets would see Abanikanda break out for a 45-yard touchdown run, give him 1 additional carry, and then sit him for the rest of the game. And that doesn't leave a message of saying that his roster spot is safe. The fact that he didn't play in the second half while being on the roster bubble kind of tells you he's making the 53.
I would be surprised if he didn't, because if they tried to stash him on the practice squad, he'd get claimed based on how he's played. And he's got speed that the other 2 guys, Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis, have looked good, but he brings us something a little different to the back of running back spot. And, to me, there's a role for him if you're going to keep 4 running backs.
Yeah, 100%. And again, I think they will. And I like I said, I think his roster spot is now safe just by the decision-making of Saleh today. But the one thing I will say, you talk about he'll get stashed pretty quickly. I think you are looking at a situation right now where the Jets are going to make the final cuts, and at least 7 players are going to get picked up by other teams. I looked, and a lot of people were talking today about which teams are in need of defensive line help. The San Francisco 49ers are a team to look at. The Eagles, the Cowboys, teams that are in championship contention that desperately need defensive line help, that are going to be poaching what the Jets do consistently. And not just the defensive line, in the secondary, potentially the offensive line if Xavier Newman gets cut. We're looking at linebackers. How many teams keep 5 linebackers on the active roster? And the Jets are going to be that team because Chaz Surratt, I hear Barnes plays well. You're not going to cut either of those guys. So you're looking at a roster with 5 linebackers making the team. And the 6th one, the Guavin, probably would have made the team on any other roster.
It really is amazing how many good defensive players they have. I want to ask you about the quarterback situation, Nick. Assuming they kind of stash Jordan Travis on IR, I don't think they're going to keep 3 quarterbacks. Do you think Martinez is their choice for the practice squad quarterback?
Yes, and there's a number of reasons why. I was foolish to think that Andrew Peasley was going to be the 3rd quarterback on this roster, especially after the first preseason game. I thought he looked really, really solid and just as good as Adrian Martinez. But when you have a 3rd quarterback, you need to be able to trust him to run a specific offense. And yes, this is the old-fashioned West Coast system, but you also need a quarterback when things around him start to crumble. And when it comes to Martinez, he does that really better than anyone on this roster outside of Tyrod Taylor. So I think ultimately his athleticism, his scrambling ability, that is what's going to keep him on this roster as the emergency quarterback.
When you look at now this team going into San Francisco, Nick, what are the expectations for the New York Jets after watching them day in, day out in person throughout the course of the summer?
I think 12-5, my prediction of 12-5 was a little low. I think that's what I would say. And I'll just start out by saying this. The San Francisco 49ers are considered one of the best teams in the National Football League, rightfully so. Trent Williams has not showed up to training camp. Deebo Samuel has not practiced in training camp and could be traded. Ricky Pearsall, the receiver that was Brandon Ayuk, is hurt. And the 49ers offensive line isn't really that good. What is stopping the Jets from winning by 2 scores, even without Hassan Reddick? And I'll look at this and say, I think the 49ers are still going to be really good, but if Trent Williams isn't going to be playing, are we sure that Brock Purdy's going to play well against Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed and all these other elite defensive players? Are we sure that the Jets defensive line isn't going to have a field day when Trent Williams isn't on the field, where historically the 49ers crumble when he's not on there? or not at 100%. I thought the 49ers game was probably going to be the game where the Jets really were playing with house money. You know, I didn't expect them to win. I don't think it's fair to expect them to win in a game like that, in an environment like that. But the 49ers' best players aren't now. Like, they aren't on the field. And it's going to take time for them to ramp up to get on the field. What's stopping the Jets from really walking in to Santa Clara and kicking the crap out of them? Because
Nick,
they're all healthy. The Jets are healthy.
Nick.
And, like, it's – oh.
Nick, 2 scores? Where do I sign? What drugs have you smoked?
31-20? Is that really out of the realm of possibility?
That will be one of the great moments of my life if that happens. I just want you to know that.
And again, like, I'm not trying to blow smoke up anyone's ass here, but at the same time, you have to look at it logically. Trent Williams wants a new deal. The 49ers cannot give him that new deal. And he has sat out of regular season games before. Brandon Ayuk could be traded as early as tomorrow. It may not happen. It could happen. No one knows what the hell's going on in that situation. So when you add in all those bits, well, the 49ers, you look whenever Trent Williams isn't on the field, and they are really bad on offense. And, oh, yeah, they wouldn't have Brandon Ayuk either. Maybe there is some concern about San Francisco to start the season and starting out slow. And the Jets needing a fast start, they could come out of the gate really hot in Santa Clara. I'm not saying that the game is going to be easy by any stretch. San Francisco's defense is still elite in their own regard. But the talent level, top to bottom, just compare it. The 49er linebackers are elite. Everyone knows it. Everyone agrees with that. But so are the Jets. The Jets' secondary is elite, probably even more elite than the 49ers. The 49ers may have the better pass rush if Reddick doesn't show up, but are we sure that the Jets don't have the better offensive line if Trent Williams isn't playing? Like, you go position by position, and you're like, well, wait a minute. The Jets have the edge at almost every single spot. Win this game.
Nick, I love what you're saying. Final question, and then we'll let you drive back to Queens. What happens with Hassan Reddick? Does he show up this week? Does he play week 1? Give us your insight on how you see it playing out.
Well, I think Rich Cimini said it best. I think it was last week. Can't remember what show he was on, but I do agree wholeheartedly with his statement of first couple days of September. I think like September 2nd or 3rd. That's the demarcation point for him. Most deals get started the week before the regular season kicks off. And in these holdouts, in these complex holdouts overall, if we're looking on Monday, Tuesday of game week, and he's still not there, and there's still really no move or budge from the Jets front office, then most likely he's not going to play against San Francisco. That's the next demarcation. He's going to show up, but I think the Jets may just come out and say, okay, you know what? We want a deal. You need to get on the field to get your long-term contract. Let's make it happen.
Nick, we are losing you with the connection, but I just want you to know, appreciate you popping in and giving us some insight, man.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Nick Faria checking in, giving us some takes as he's driving back from MetLife Stadium tonight. Make sure you guys check out Nick's work. He does a great job covering the team. Year 2 for Nick on the beat, and we certainly appreciate his contributions to the show. He will join us every single week. We're going to be announcing our weekly lineup of guests in the coming days. Stay tuned. I already told you Fireman Ed will be on Fridays, but we got some other big names. Jeff Parles will be our weekly. Will Parkinson will be a weekly. A couple other surprises too, so stay tuned. Fialco will be a weekly. Some are saying I look like Fialco now that I went clean shaven for a day. Crazy. Here's what we're going to do right now. We got some heavy hitters that are on hold. All right. A who's who of elite callers want to join the show. I also want to reward all the listeners out there, and I want to gift a 5-pack of channel memberships. So here's how this is going to work. I'm going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will gift 5 memberships, and we will get to some elite callers like Bobby Midnight, like V-Man, and many, many more. But first, a break, and we get right into it. Keep it right here. It's the Jake Asman postgame show, back in 2 minutes with memberships and electric calls. Stay tuned. Is there any truth to the rumor you're having Knoble on your show?
Maybe.
Who the fuck do you think you are, Charles? I'm the Canobly, and I'm playing for the Jets next year. You better get used to it, motherfucker, because I'm coming to get you.
Did you see the interview we did with Knoble yesterday when he called in?
No, I did not.
I'm just kidding, Charles. I love you, man. You're the greatest. I just want to be your friend, okay? So, please do my friend. Motherfucker!
All right. Charles, thank you for the time today. Last night on a radio station in this town known as The Fan, WFAN, Keith McPherson took a call from Bobby Midnight, who wanted to ask some questions about Knoble.
All right, let's go back to Bob in Vermont.
I wanted to ask you, what do you think the Jets and Giants will do on the draft, your choices? And also, do you ever hear of a player from college called Knoble?
Knoble? From what school?
College.
Yeah, but what college?
It's just college. Do you ever hear that guy's name?
No, I've never heard of Knoble from college. Knoble from college? What position does he play?
He plays offense and defense.
He plays offense and defense? He's a two-way guy?
Yep, that's what he said.
How do you spell the last name?
Knoble. I can't remember how you spell it. It starts with K, I know that.
Okay, because I'm spelling it wrong on Google.
No, Knoble.
Thanks for the call, Bob. I do not know who Knoble is. Maybe somebody listening knows of a player, a two-way player coming out of college that gives you like 300 options. I'm looking at Zoo. He's just laughing. I'm trying to find out. A two-way player plays offense and defense. Knoble is coming.
Do you ever hear of Knoble?
There were 2 listeners of mine who called WFAN asking 2 separate hosts if the Jets should take Knoble, and each host was like, they were stumped. They're like, I haven't done enough draft prep. I'm unaware. And they're reciting lines from the show.
John and Seaford, what's up, bud?
A lot of these Jets fans out there want Brock Bowers.
Yes, that is the sexy name surrounding the Jets.
I think the 3 options you go, O-line, receiver, or if Knoble out of college is there, you got to take Knoble. 5'7", 198, plays both sides of the ball. Not sure if you know him. Mel Kiper had him top 15 pick. What are your thoughts on Knoble?
I don't know him that well. I'll be totally honest with you. Bro, I got to do more draft prep. You said he plays both sides of the ball. Makes me think, who plays both sides of the ball in the NFL?
We now have Knoble's testing numbers. There's a reason why Knoble has skyrocketed off the draft boards here. He has tremendous testing numbers. It's tremendous. The only knock on Knoble is he's 5'7", 198. But he's a two-way player. He can play both sides of the ball. And if you were listening to WFAN last night, it was Rob from Glenhead, not Johnny Quest impersonating Rob from Glenhead, called in. What a moment the Knoble saga was. Welcome back in, everyone. Hit the like button. I just gifted a 5-spot of channel memberships. That's right. Jets win. Undefeated in the preseason. Undefeated in 2024. Because don't forget, they stuck it to Belichick in his final game as the Patriots coach. So we're giving you 5 channel memberships right now, baby. And then we're getting back to your call. Let's go. How about 5 bombs? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Ladies and gentlemen, the following 5 listeners are now as maniacs. Brett Sanderson, Casey Conlon, Pete G, Dave K, and is this right? Hassan Reddick, who was watching our show the other day when I had O'Leary on. Hassan Reddick is now an Asmaniac. Hassan, I appreciate your support. I want to make this clear. All right. I've been an advocate of yours. I have said the Jets should redo your deal, give you some money. You got to show up, man. Show up and ball out, and the rest will take care of itself. I appreciate you watching the show, Hassan, but my message to you on behalf of all the Jet fans who I try to represent the best way I can is show up, ball out, and it will all take care of itself. All right? You want a ring? You want to be a world champion like Joe Namath was? You want to be a legend in New York forever? A god? Help this team win. Hassan Reddick, now an Asmaniac. Folks, you got to be kidding me. Felix Campos just gifted another 20 memberships. Oh, my God. It's official, Gator. We need a Felix Campos special video when he gives memberships because it's all happening now.
Give me money. Or I shoot him. And I shoot all you motherfuckers. And then we take it. Your choice, bitches.
20 names to read. 20 freaking names to read. Felix, you are the absolute man. Here we go. 20 names here. Let me scroll up. Liam Ballin, Robert Throckmorton, Mason Farquhar, Raymond Trinkle, Gonzo Lag, Spin Max Dave, Director of Merch Store Operations, Carly Eugene Fleischer. Just kidding. That's only Charles is Eugene. Joe I. Scott, Zachary Berner, Ethan Hunt. Hold on. Where's my rain? Where's my rain? Damn it. There's my rain. Tommy Clifford, Jerome Bolden, Brett Accordo, Chris Fine, Elton B., Gonzo Badger, Devin Robinson, Darius Richards, Joel Mercado. You are all channel members. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Wow. Felix, you're the man. Please send me your information so I could get you a bunch of Jake Asman merch sent your way because we really, really appreciate it, Felix. You're the man. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike D's Nuts is in the house. How about a 5-spot of gifted memberships from the OG gifter, Mike D's Nuts?
Bang! Thank you, Mike D's Nuts, for another gifted membership.
Here we go. Nicholas Cook, Frank Yeager, Richard Gonzalez, Jason Lustbader. The Jets killed Carl. Yes, they did. Shout out to Curb Your Enthusiasm. Ladies and gentlemen, those are 5 from Mike D's Nuts. But if you thought we were done, you're insane. Jetted Out is like, I want in on the fun. How about a 5-spot of channel memberships?
Money, 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 money.
Here we go. Another 5. Jet Base Girl at Work. Bubs 5'2". Rock the Legend. MCPCE. APD. You are all channel memberships. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The support from this community is absolutely incredible. Thank you guys so much for doing what you do. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't even know if I got the Daniel Murphy's gifted membership at 11:39 and Mike Dems. The chat's too crazy to pull up who got them, but just know if you got them, thank Mike and thank our guy Daniel Murphy for gifting memberships. JC Medina with a super chat. He cuts the line here as we get the show back on track, and we will get to your calls coming up. Shout out to Jake's Yankee Style Shave. Who else is going to the Denver game? JC, I appreciate the super chat, my man. I unfortunately will not be at the Broncos game. I have a wedding that day, which sucks, but it is what it is. Football weddings are the worst thing you could do to someone. Seriously, if you have a wedding during football season, you might be a communist. And you could say, Jake, that's strong. I disagree. I was going to say you're a murderer, but I think communist is me being easy. I want to make that clear. Andrew Russell with a super chat. LT3 needs to stay and learn behind Q. He's going to be a stud. I think Leonard Taylor III, Andrew, is making the team. I agree with you. He's going to be a stud. Herb Charles can let the door hit him on the way out and make room for Stiggers. Look, Stiggers is on this team, Andrew. He was a draft pick. He's played really well on defense, and he has been really good on special teams. There's no reason why he can't be a gunner on this team. Quantez Stiggers belongs on this team. There was no doubt he's making the team. Yeah, I mean, he was a 5th-round pick, but he's earned it. He is a guy that you would feel comfortable actually having to play on defense. I've been so impressed by him. All right, folks, this guy notified me that he has work in exactly 4 minutes. So it will be a quick one, but we bring on one of the all-time greats.
It's time for another V-Man call. Hopefully he no sleeping. Adios mio.
What's up, Jake? How you doing? So the Jets finished the preseason undefeated. Excellent.
That they did.
And I see your baby face now.
When are you shaving, B-Man?
I'm Latino, man. We don't shave.
Latinos don't shave? Interesting.
No, man. Latino culture is like beard culture is very big in Latin America.
Well, you look stellar tonight, B-Man. I mean, you look like you're primed to dominate the overnight shift.
Thanks. I'm just glad preseason's over. We've not had any. Obviously, I'm glad I heard the news that we're relatively healthy going into the regular season, which is good news to hear. It's always good. I'm just excited, and everything is like. It just seems right now, outside of the Reddick stuff, it seems everything's going the Jets' way. The Niners are limping into the season opener. The Jets looking healthy, fresh. Rodgers has been in pristine form in preseason for the most part in training camp. You look at we're just waiting. It's like it's like I'm pinching myself here, thinking, are we actually seeing this right? Is this actually happening right now? Like, when is that? When is? I'm just waiting for the rug to be pulled out from under us. Knock on wood, it doesn't happen, of course. But I'm just excited for this season, and I can't wait.
B-Man, I can't wait too.
By the way, have you sent out the thing to RSVP for the season opener?
I have not, but when I do, I will make sure that I get it to you as quickly as possible because we need you there, V-Man.
Oh yeah, I gotta get my butt out there again because that was a blast. That was.
Are you going to be more friendly to people? There were some reports of you stiff arming those who tried to get near you.
I don't remember doing any of that.
I believe you. I think it was a ridiculous accusation too.
Yeah. All right. Well, I better get going. I'm gonna have to punch it in a few minutes.
V-Man, I look forward to recreating this picture with you every time I see you in person. Okay.
Well, hopefully, I'll be doing that with a Garrett Wilson jersey and a new hat, one that doesn't have the felt top chewed off by a dog.
Have you bought anything from my merch store yet?
No. I'll probably get myself something as a birthday gift.
No. I will take care of it. All right. You DM me a hat you want, and I will send it to you. Okay.
Okay. Hasta luego.
Enjoy the work shift.
Oh. By the way, you pronounce the genre of music wrong. It's reggaeton. You said I don't remember what you said. Reggaeton or something.
V-Man, have a good shift.
That's the end of that V-Man call. Now he can go back to sleeping.
That is V-Man in a nutshell right there, folks. Oh! Do you see what I'm seeing, folks? Mike D's Nuts just gifted 50 channel memberships. $250 spent for the Asmaniac community. Are you kidding me, Mike? 50. Look at this. This actually happened. I thought this was a typo. I'm like, no way. 50 from Mike D's Nuts. I mean, we could just play this on loop for 10 minutes. Whoa!
Hey, thank you, Mike D's Nuts, for another gifted membership. Hey.
My God, folks. I got my umbrella ready, but first, we got to hit it again.
Hey, thank you, Mike D's Nuts, for another gifted membership.
This is the craziest thing I have seen, man. Mike, you are unbelievable. Unbelievable. 50 names I got to read. 50. Where you haven't turned gift receipts on. This is nuts. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We got 50 names to read. Bear with me, and I will do my best to do it as efficiently as humanly possible. Unreal. All right, here we go. Let's start. Good God. Jamie Gonzalez, Emmanuel Holcomb, Jet the Jet, Mojo Jets, Christian Medina, Moshe Behar, Waz, Roy Spence, Oh My God, I Love DK, Jay Hurst, Juice De Niro, Sminitro, Sean McAteer, Danny Campbell, Lawrence Hobson, Jason Yeager, Tommy Remy, Fendi, Elvis Rivera, Adam Is All That, H2O, Antonio Lazar, Mr. T, Doug Johnson, Mike Cravings, GB Jr., Marvin Mayer, Claudia Steinbeck, Big Bird, C-Biz, Ed Salmon, Joe Price, The Darth God, Twan Stewart, Solid Leo, Earn Quit 2, Christopher Pagoli. You are all channel members. But wait, Billy Mays here. There's more. Will Mack, Michael Love, Anthony I, Sean Snow, Capone OG, Happy Tanking, Nice Looking Feet. You're on the wrong website, Nice Looking Feet. You got to go to Feet Finder. Donald Davis, Alster Stilgo, Cool Kev, Jiggy J, John Battagliotti, Michael Buckley. You are all channel members, courtesy of the incomparable Mike D's Nuts. And many of you are saying, who?
Is this Mike D's Nuts?
Real. Unreal. Bravo. Bravo. Salute Mike D's Nuts in the chat. Hit that D's Nuts emoji. Ladies and gentlemen, Craig in Australia has gifted 5 channel memberships. Folks, I got my boomerang that Craig gave me when he visited the U.S. This is for you, Craig. Let's go. We got 5 names to read off from the great Craig in Australia. Hit the Craig in Australia emoji we added last week. All right, here we go. Jet Blues, Eric B. from Connecticut, Jay Bemmy, Luis Ojeda Jr. You are all channel members. Congratulations. Thank you to Craig, and obviously everyone who's gifted tonight. Felix, Mike D's Nuts for the 50 spot. Just insane. All right, let me get to this super chat here. Then we get back to your calls. The big fella says, with JBC injured, what do we do? Swilling for practice squad. Let's see how serious the JBC injury is, right? Like, he might still be ready for week 1. We'll see. For the most part, the Jets come away from this camp in these 3 preseason games feeling about as good as you could feel with the injuries, right? Michael Carter was the only one that was concerned, but he's going to be ready for week 1 based on all the accounts. That's the bottom line. All right, let's try and get the more calls here. Ladies and gentlemen, we say good evening to Rob the Jet fan. Hello, Rob.
Jake, buddy. How are you, man?
What's up, Rob?
You shaved everything.
I got back from Vegas. I had to get rid of the Vegas feel.
You look good, man. You look so
Thank
young.
you.
You look about 10 years younger, buddy.
Thanks, Rob.
I'm here with my buddies down at the Cove. It's kind of like a dance club with the yachts and stuff here. So it's a pretty cool place. But I did watch the game. I was very, very impressed with the defense, Jake. We have a pleasant problem in the sense of Tack and McKinley and Watt and Taylor. I mean, pleasantly surprised with these 4 guys. If we retain even 2 of them, the other 2 are going to get definitely picked up by other teams, no doubt about it. So you know what? Yeah, Hassan. Of course, I want him to sign. I want him to come back. But if we take 2 of these guys, and I know that these guys did it against the second and third stringers, I get that. But you know what? The pressure at the very minimum that they put on today, Jake, can help us. Can at the very least help us make guys like Jermaine, who's already a good player, and obviously, other players on the team take the next step. And I was very, very pleasantly pleased with what I saw today. Really pleased with the defense. And you know what, Jake? This isn't a testament to whatever people say about Saleh and nobody really trashes Olbrich, but Olbrich and Saleh with the defense and the way they develop players, people have to start taking a little bit of notice here. And this year, Saleh did nothing but stay with the offensive players, offensive plays. So he has done what they wanted. So I want to start hearing a little bit of credit there, here and there. And I know it's got to equate to wins during the season. So, I'll keep my mouth shut for now. But if it does, Jake, people have to finally give Robert Saleh a little bit of a break and a little bit of good cheer here, because he's doing what he's supposed to be doing so far. At least that's what I see. How about you, buddy?
Yeah, Rob, great call. Get home safe, my man. Appreciate you. Look, they got to win. We all understand that. But if you can't acknowledge that they're good at developing defensive players as a staff, I mean, you're not being fair. Right? Can we see what Robert Saleh looks like when he doesn't have the worst quarterback situation in football for once? Because I'm telling you, this defense is still going to be one of the best in the league with or without Reddick. And with Reddick, they might be the very best. And Aaron Rodgers is on a mission. And Tyrod Taylor is no slouch as a backup if, God forbid, Aaron suffers some sort of injury and he can't play all 17 games. This team won 7 games last year with historically poor quarterback play. Peter Schrager was trying to be nice on the broadcast tonight. He made the point that I've said for months on this show. Zach Wilson's battling to either be the second or third string in Denver right now. Tim Boyle is the 4th quarterback on the Texans. He's not making their team. He's on the practice squad. Trevor Simeon's not in the league. You won 7 games with that quarterback situation last year. Now what happens if you get top 10 quarterback play from Aaron Mother effing Rodgers? Top 15 quarterback play, you're a 10-win team. Top 10, 12-5, AFC East champions, 13-4. Why not? You need to stay healthy. That's the thing that could derail everything, as we saw last year. But this team, roster-wise, is so much better than where they were last year at this time. Now they got to prove it. So we could stick it to everyone because it's time to win. Ladies and gentlemen, we all just bow down to Felix at this point. Felix has now gifted 60 memberships during this show. 60. 6-0. Oh my God. All right, here we go. You know the rules. We get this many memberships. The rain starts to flow. I grab the Gustbuster. There we go. Oh my God. It's just insane. Insane. Here we go. Felix, 20 memberships. Sean Weidel, Private, Jeff, Francisco F, AJ Jets, Jose Lopez, Ian Meisel, Alex, Reed Beadle, Justin Goldberg, Nick, Scott Angler, Michael DeRose, Mecca Camara, Camel Toe Harris, what a name, Jets 830, Chris Zeigler, Charlie Rich. You guys are all officially Asmaniacs, courtesy of Felix Campos. Incredible. I mean, wow. I mean, just insane. All right. More of your calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going international for this next one. We got a Bobby Midnight call that's coming soon too. But first we say, I believe, good afternoon to Craig and Jake the Snake in Australia. Hello, Craig.
Hey, Jake is crazy today. We don't know what's wrong with him. He won't stop hissing.
Oh my God.
And I'm here with Taylor as well, who's hopefully, I don't know if that gets us to 5% or not.
Hello, Taylor.
Hello.
That's incredible. I love the shirt, Craig. You got the Gator hat on too. Jake the Snake. What a call.
I support all our people with merch, with whatever it may be. Has to be done. But yeah, he's a bit crazy tonight. I think it's all the kangaroos we had out the back yesterday, and we had a lot. Kangaroos, had kookaburras going off. It was a bit of an Aussie day, but main thing I've got to say that it's not just 25 days until the home opener when we're going to be there. It's looking like 22 days until myself and Mrs. Craig are going to be heading to Brattleboro, Vermont, to live call in. We're going inside the Bobby Show. We think
an in-person visit to the Bobby Midnight Studios.
Yeah, man, exactly. No one's ever done it before except for his brother, as far as I can tell. So we're going to do that, and we'll have a nice trip upstate, I reckon. But we're 3 weeks yesterday from hitting the skies to LA and then on to New York. So we can't wait.
Craig, I can't wait. I wish it was sooner, man. Can't wait to see you and get to experience an actual Jet game with you. It's going to be a blast.
It's going to be mental. I'm a bit like you. I become somebody else, somebody a lot worse during a game. I have absolutely no control whatsoever. So if anyone sees me, please don't record me. So all good. But great show, mate. Good to go 3-0 in the preseason. Why the hell not? Better than 0-3.
Why not? Hey, any chance you could win, we'll take it. Great call from Craig. His daughter Taylor, I believe, there. Awesome. Jake the Snake. Big time. Super chat from Jose. Jose is the owner of Don Jose Mexican Restaurant, folks. Jet fans, support Jose's restaurant. If you came to our meetup in Jersey a couple of weeks back, you had a blast. Food's amazing. Got to meet up with my fellow Asmaniacs. Jets-Niners watch party. Will do my best to be there. Great preseason. Now let's get Reddick deal done this upcoming week and go into San Fran and kick their ass. It's time. Right? It is time. The Jets can win week 1. Absolutely they can. Trent Williams not playing. He's holding out right now. Brandon Ayuk, what's his deal? He hasn't practiced all summer. Is he going to be there? McCaffrey dealing with the calf injury. Is he going to be ready? I mean, Trent Williams holding out. Jets can win. Aaron Rodgers 6-3 in his career against the Niners in the regular season. Undefeated on Monday Night Football. These are facts. They got a shot to pull off that upset. And the line is going down. It was 6. Then it was 5.5. Then it was 5. And I just got back from Vegas where some sports books have it at 4.5. Money's coming in on the Jets. Wish B has gifted 5. This is just insane. We have 155 channel members that have been added tonight. I can't wait to figure out what the next Edgemo will be. Let's go. You guys are the greatest. Thank you, Wish B. Here we go. 5 names from Wishby: Kenneth Duffy, Sergeant CVO, Justin Sports, Googly, Nick. You are all channel members. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you haven't turned gift receipts on, you're missing out because everyone's getting a membership tonight, baby. Wayne has gifted 1 channel membership, and Wayne's membership went to Steven Alvarez. So, Steven, congratulations. Wayne, appreciate your support. All right, let's get to more of your calls right now. This guy has been waiting. He watched the game tonight. He told me before the show he has a ton of takes he wants to fire off. We say good evening, or I guess technically on the East Coast now, good morning to Bob from Vermont.
Hi, everybody. This is Bob from Vermont. I am Bob, of course. Hi, I want to give everybody applause that they gave you membership tonight. That was awesome. Awesome. And it was nice to see Craig. I wish I could have said hi to Craig and his daughter, but that's fine. But I'm happy the Jets won. I saw the game, like I said. It was a great game for the Jets. The defense looked awesome. That Natty guy should get picked to stay on the team. I liked him. And that Izzy should stay on the team. He ran his butt off against the Giants. Then when we see Barkley do it for twice this year, 200 yards each, that's what I'm giving the Giants. And you look weird without the beard.
I look weird?
Weird without the beard.
Weird without the beard.
I was
That rhymes.
shocked when I saw your face. I have to shave still, but you look great.
Why can't you grow a beard then?
I hate it. Gray hair. No, I don't want a beard. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
I hate beards. And Carly got her membership back. Yay, Carly. Yep. So I'm rocking it tonight. I took a long nap during the day. So maybe after this show, I'll go on my show.
You're going to go live on your show, and it's already after 12, Bob. Why not just go live in the morning?
Well, you're going on in the morning tomorrow.
I'm not going live till around noon.
Yeah, noon. Yeah, I know. And then I go after your show after that.
Well, why don't you go before my show? We switch it up.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Why not?
No, I don't want to.
You're the pregame show.
No, I don't want to go on pregame show. You're a pregame show. I'm the locker room, remember?
Well, you're kind of a pregame show, though, if you go live after me tonight, because it's already the next day.
Yeah. Okay, I'll go after you afternoon then tomorrow.
All right.
And then the Jets, I listened to the announcers, both of them. I love Iron Eagle, and I love that guy from NFL Network. What's his name?
Peter Schrager.
Oh, yeah, he was lucky to work with Kate Adams. Kate Adams. Oh, I wish I could work with her every day.
Oh, Bobby.
I like good-looking chicks in that family. Wow.
Bobby.
Oh, yeah, baby. Things are about to get crazy here on the Jake Asman Show.
Calm your freaky down.
Sometimes we try, but that freaky just take us over.
Give him some of your loving voice.
Oh, yeah, hide them kids.
Again, leave your damn freaky down.
Too you sexy.
you gotta chill, man.
I
You
wonder
knew this
what-
was coming. You knew it was coming from you, Bob. It's after midnight on the East Coast. I knew the freaky was going to be turned up during this
I
moment.
wonder what V-Man does for a living because he was all dressed up tonight. He looked sharp, didn't he?
He works for the Secret Service.
Look what he's wearing. He was wearing a black jacket. He looked like, I don't know what. I thought he was a bouncer or something.
He's a secret agent.
How you know that?
He told me. Don't tell anyone, though.
He didn't tell you. Yeah, right.
Lane Train's in the house, Bobby. He says, hi, Bobby Midnight.
Lane Train, call in. I want to talk to you. I haven't talked to you in a long time. Please call in so I can say hi.
What if he
That's
doesn't
my
want to?
wish. Well, that's my wish to talk to him. I never get to talk to him live. He's awesome, Lane Train. We love you. All right, I'll stick in the back if he calls in. Can I talk to him?
If he calls in,
Can I stick in the back then?
you can stick in the back. I'm not going to charge you for rent.
Oh, good. No, I won't walk away. I just sit there.
All right. You have fun, all right?
Yeah, you too.
All right.
Well, you know I have my own YouTube show. If I'm awake, I'm going live. Unless Jake has a show, Bobby.
What a call from Bobby Midnight, folks, where the freaky was definitely going to be turned up tonight after a Jet victory. Nick Sean with a super chat. He says, I need a Bobby sound clip of nah, that doesn't make sense when bad takes get dropped. We do need a drop for that. That is a good idea, Nick Sean. You're an ideasman, Nick. You really are. You really are something. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike D's Nuts really is something. He has just tied listener Felix with 60 memberships that have been gifted on the night. That's right. We have had two listeners combine for 60 memberships each, 120 total. Mike D's Nuts.
Bang! Thank you, Mike D's Nuts. Bang! For another gifted membership. Bang! Bang!
Who is going to win the membership battle? They're tied at 60. Steve Blenner, Moog G Mac, Synergy Game Z, JK Primetime, Black Gypsy 420, Oh Wow, Justin R, Taz Tactics, R.A. Chemnist, Corey Kempt. You are all officially channel members. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, the incomparable Mike D's Nuts. D's Nuts. Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls right now. We say good morning to Sam, who's up next. Hello, Sam.
Hey, Jake, how you doing tonight?
What's up,
Wonderful win. Oh, it's great. It's beautiful weather out. Can't complain. The Jets won. I love how everyone always gets on about coaches as soon as they get onto the pitch, and it's I feel like we saw a little bit of Robert Saleh developing that coach aspect, that head coach aspect, a little bit more over this preseason. For instance, that 2-minute drill at the end of the half. I mean, holding the 2 timeouts and then using it at 30 seconds, using it at the right times, and actually giving them a chance for a solid drive. I mean, that's something we haven't seen. And it's these little things that, it's like, I get it. People want to jump down a guy's throat the second he's got the job. But, I mean, you got to give people time to learn how to do the job right. And, I mean, we know he's a good defensive coach. He, like you said earlier in the cast, that, like, he develops talent. Him and Ulbrich have developed so much good talent from places where we didn't expect it from. I mean, of course, yeah, Sauce, you got him coming in. Reed, he was already, a good cornerback. But, I mean, we're talking about guys like Taylor and Watt, and, like, it's crazy that we're arguing over 4 guys who we know as soon as they're gone off our roster, they're going to replace someone else on another roster because they're better. And they were all people that nobody was talking about. I mean, people may have been talking about McKinley because of his, status beforehand, maybe a little, and to see if he would bounce back. And I think that if they let him go, someone's going to pick him up. I mean, what do you do with 5 people to fit one spot? It's an impossible call to make, but I think it is the best situation for us to be in. And you're right, going into the actual season healthy, I mean, being able to play all these second, third stringers and still look as dominant as we did. I mean, the 3 sacks in a row on the Giants, I was laughing so hard. My dad thought he was like, "Do I have to call the ambulance or something?" I'm like, "No, I'm okay," but I'm just holding my gut in, I'm just dying because they were, what was it, 4th and 36 or something like that? Jesus Christ. Anyways, wonderful night. Thank you for having me on, and let's go Jets.
Sam, great call, man. Enjoy the evening. Love the aesthetics. Sam in the wilderness, it looked like. Maybe he's just getting out of a darkness retreat. I don't know. Appreciate the call, Sam. Look, the defensive talent that they've been able to develop, it's the best it's been since Rex. And this staff, in some regards, has done a better job developing pass rushers than the Rex Ryan teams did. Rex was creative with the blitzes and the scheme to get home, but they didn't have pass rushers like this. They didn't develop a Bryce Huff or JFM or Quentin Jefferson or get the most out of a guy like Solomon Thomas. And even a guy like Quentin Williams, that wasn't, a Joe Douglas pick. That wasn't Robert Saleh as the coach from day one. But Quentin was a good player, and then Saleh got here. He became an all-pro level player. Aaron Whitecotton, the D-line coach, they've all gotten better, man. DJ Reed was a good corner in Seattle. Now he's a Pro Bowl level corner here. Sauce hitting the ground running, right away the way he did. He wasn't the first corner taken. It was Stingley. Garrett Wilson. Those guys are stars, so you're not going to give coaches necessarily credit for that, but all these guys have gotten better, and the coach deserves credit for that. They have not been able to win because they have screwed up the quarterback situation worse than any team in the league. That's different now. They have Aaron back, and they have a legit backup. Now they got to win. Because I want to praise this coaching staff, but it always feels weird when we praise the GM and the coach, and then you look at the records, and they're not good enough. Right? It feels weird doing it, so you have to really watch it and understand what you're seeing and add nuance and context to it, because if you go by the records, Robert Saleh is 18 and 32 as a coach. It's not good. Joe Douglas's record's even worse. It's not good. But you got to see beyond that and see what's developing here, and how last year basically was washed because Aaron got hurt on the 4th play of the season. So now there's no gray area. There's no mulligan. It's black or white. Win this year or changes are being made, and that's fair. And I think this team understands that. I think this coach understands that. He's talked about it. The GM, I think, gets it. Now they got to win. Ladies and gentlemen, Felix has retaken the lead in the battle of who could gift more memberships for the people.
Money, 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 money.
Oh, my goodness. A Ted spot from Felix. He is now gifted 70 memberships in this show. Eugene Carson, Al Capone, Julius Pimpman 101, West Hartford, Best Seat in the House podcast, Dab's Face, Curtis Martin Fan for Life 28, Hunter Beckwith, Jeff, Caretaker Franco. You guys are all officially as Maniacs. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Love it. Thank you, Felix. And I did get your email, so I will be in touch with sending you some merch, man. The least we could do. Thank you, Felix. Glad you finally reached out to me, man. Finally. Ladies and gentlemen, a super chat from Peg McGuire / Artie Kaiser. The super chat reads as follows. Jake, please wish the best guy in the world a happy birthday. Artie Kaiser. I'm so blessed with him in my life. Peg and Artie, you guys are the best. Artie, happy birthday. Appreciate both of you guys for the support. And don't tell us your wish, but I hope it has something to do with this Joe Namath ring that I have on my finger right here. All right? That's all I'm going to say. But happy birthday, Artie. Appreciate you, and thank you to Peg for the support, the super chat, the whole thing. All right, folks. People were dying for this guy to call in. And he said, you know what? If the people want me, I'm going to make it happen.
Hi, how are you? Bruce Hall. That's good.
The Lane train is in the house. Hello, Lane.
Hi, Jake. Yeah, I'm back. I just want to say thank you for the t-shirt.
My pleasure, Lane. It looks good.
Yeah, and I got my Jets mug. I just gotta say, great game tonight that we played. It's already Sunday, but did you see the penalty for the Giants in the game? What was that? I didn't get it.
Which penalty?
Who was that threw the ball into the air? And I thought he intercepted. Was it?
I don't know what play you're referring to.
Anyway, how do you feel about Izzy? Do you think he'll stay with the Jets?
I think he's going to make the team, Lane. I think he played himself onto the team with his performance in the preseason.
Why?
He's looked good.
I just noticed something else too. That you took your beard off.
I did. I ripped it right off.
Yeah, I know. I can't grow a beard like that. I mean, I did one time, but beards and stuff don't really go because I shave in the morning always.
You shave every day?
With the beard, yeah. As like what Bobby Midnight looks like with a beard. What is that?
Well, I'll tell you what, Lane. Are you interested in meeting Bobby right now?
Yeah, I have my black chair now, actually, too.
You have a black chair. You need to get an
I'm
orange
tipping
chair.
over with the black chair. You could make a comedy of me falling over with the black chair.
Ladies and gentlemen, we say hello to Bobby Midnight. Hello, Bobby.
Lane, how you doing, my pal? I wanted to talk to you so much. You're a nice guy. Lane.
Oh, hi, Bobby. So,
You doing good?
Yeah, did you see the game?
Yes, I watched most of the game. Yes.
Those were some really good plays, I gotta say. The way the Jets threw. and
Izzy
stuff.
ran for that touchdown. That was a great play. That was a great play. And who else? The defense was very good too. Defense played excellent.
Yeah, I got my cert. Okay, it was nice meeting you.
Yeah, nice meeting you too, Jay. Lane, you're awesome, Lane. You're a great guy, Lane.
You too. Hi. Sorry, everybody. See you next call when we talk about sports again.
Ladies and gentlemen, history was just made. Bobby Midnight and the Lane Train coming together to make the show a show unlike any other. I mean, we have the best show. We've known that. Jet fans, you guys are the greatest. This community reaching a different level tonight, man. Shout out to the Asmaniacs. Shout out to the Lane Train. Hit that like button if you haven't. Let's get over 400 likes. There's 429 of you watching right now. We're 5 away from 400 likes. Let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Shine writes in, got my shirt. Thanks, Jake. Nick Shine, I'm glad you got it. Nick Shine won a shirt because he was the one who gifted J-Quest his membership. So we sent him a shirt. Happy to give you one. All right, we're going to start to wind down the show, but we have time for a couple more callers here if you want in. This guy has been on hold for a few minutes. We say hello to Shurzy, who joins us now. Hello, Shurzy.
Hey, how are you, mate?
Shurzy, where are you calling us from?
From Australia. I been watching the show for a long time, but never called in and got the guts to call in today. So love catching up with your show on replay, but I very rare get to see it live. So.
Wow. Well, Shurzy, that's awesome. Our second caller of this show from Australia. I mean, what's your reaction to Craig basically becoming our Australia guy? And you've been watching the show the whole time. That's awesome.
I know he's been on it so many times. I'm thinking, I should call in. I should call in, but a bit scared. But anyway, I'd just like to say thanks for your content, and the community is great. And I've been a Jets fan since the early '80s, or late '80s, when I got introduced to the game. No, loving it, and it's good to see. I've got a good feeling about it this year, and my son's a Jets fan. He's 19, and he's a Jets fan, and he's saying, "Oh shit, I think we've got a good team this year, Dad." And I said, "Yeah, I hope so." But anyway,
Jersey. So what part of Australia are you from? Are you near where Craig is? I mean, we might have to start like an Australia Jets club.
I'm in Queensland. I think Craig's in South Australia. So, a few hours away, about 3 hours away, states, flying wise.
Wow.
So, but I'm in the Sunshine State, which is similar to Miami or Florida sort of thing. So nice and warm all the time. So
that's awesome. Have you been to a Jets game in person before?
No, never.
Really?
Never. I haven't even been to the States.
Wow. So if you've been a Jet fan from the 80s, I'm so fascinated by this. How did you get into the NFL? How'd you pick the Jets of all the teams you could have picked being in Australia?
There was a guy, American New Yorker, that came to Australia, and he was on TV, Don Lane, and he had a show on late night introducing gridiron to Australia. And I think he used to talk about the Giants and the Jets and Namath and all that sort of stuff. And sort of, I thought, well, I might follow the Jets then, like the green. And so since then I just thought, all right, Jets are the team. And I thought, oh my God, what did I pick? It's been a long time, a bit of heartache, but I stayed loyal. And I got my son involved. He loves sports as well, so he sort of followed down my track with the basketball team and the Jets and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, and we follow a lot of American sports. So we're big followers of sports here in Australia as well. So
wow, that is crazy. So what time? So the Jets play Monday night, week 1 here in the States. It's a 8:15 Eastern time kickoff for us. What time is that game for you?
Oh God, it's going to be early. It's going to be, I'm not too sure actually, but I'm always up watching the games from 3 o'clock in the morning, and when it's an afternoon Sunday game for you. So I usually get up 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning and watch it, get ready, go to work. And it's usually the end. So, but I don't know. I have to check the schedule. I'm not too sure, but I think I'm going to take the day off and watch the first game, I think.
That is amazing. Well, Jersey, thank you for calling. I appreciate your support. I've seen your comments before, so I'm glad you
thank you.
You finally called in, man. Hopefully it wasn't too scary and you could call back more and we could keep growing our Australian fan base.
Oh, definitely. There's a few of us out here. I've seen a few Jets jerseys around, and I've got my old Rivas and Sanchez top, and then a few guys come up to me and say, "Hey, you Jets supporter?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "You can see you are too," and he goes, "Yeah." So, but no, there's a few, not many, but there's lots of Pats fans here, and a lot of people sort of wear tops. They got no idea about the team. So
well, that's awesome.
All right,
well, Jersey, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you calling in. Great job.
No, thank you very much for everything that you do. It's just great. It's good to catch up and just, it's great.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jersey 29. Great call by Jersey. That's awesome. Our second call, this postgame show from Australia. I guess the late night show is perfect for people down under. Got my boomerang right here from Craig. Amazing. Let's go. Hit the like button for that. Hit the Craig in Australia emoji to show support to all our Australia-based listeners. Just amazing. Now, earlier we got a super chat from Peg McGuire who wanted to wish Artie Kaiser a happy birthday. And I'm seeing the private chat here, and Bobby Midnight wrote in, "Jake, can I sing happy birthday to Artie, please?" So here's what we're going to do. We're going to bring Bobby Midnight back on the show. And Bob, if you want to serenade Artie with a happy birthday,
yes,
let's do it.
I will. Let's go for Artie. Yeah, I don't know how old he is, but happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Artie. Happy birthday to you. And I hope you have a wonderful day. How's that?
Bob, excellent job.
Well, you know, I need to walk more to survive unless Jake is going live. Gotta elevate my leg on Bobby.
What a show. What a show. Folks, 175 memberships added on this show today. Just insane. Thank you to Felix. Thank you to Mike D's Nuts. What they did was incredible. Craig, chatted out. Daniel Murphy, Paul, Dorian, Nick Shine, Double O, Devin, everyone who gifted tonight. Too many to name. Appreciate your support. Thanks for all the super chats. The calls were excellent. Hey, I want to give some love to William Sprague at the buzzer here. I'm just seeing this comment. My brother's city is playing for the Little League World Series tomorrow. Like Mary, Florida. I'm flying there in the morning. William, safe travels. Good luck to your brother's city. I hope they win the Little League World Series. That's amazing. That is amazing. William predicting a Jet 37-13 win over the Niners. Oh, my God. Sign me up. Tom writes in with a great question to kind of wrap things up here. The question is, did Boyd Green make sweet love following the undefeated preseason? Well, I've been live now for 2 hours after the game ended. We know Boyd Green goes live 2 hours after the game. Does that include Saturday night? Is Boyd Green live right now? Could someone check that for me? Because we know what Boyd Green likes to do after check-in.
So we're going to get into all of it here. Again, my name is Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boyd Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. We come 2 hours after every final whistle here for the postgame show. And I'm going to be honest. The only good thing that happened to me late tonight, early this morning, was making sweet, passionate love to my fiance, which I did. After the article was written and that kind of stuff. That's the only good thing that happened. Not great. Terrible.
These are the questions we need to know the answers to. The unknown, if you will. Anyway, I want to thank everyone for their support. You guys were great. I'm back in less than 12 hours. We are going to be live with Gunny from NY Jets Situation Report at 12 p.m. Eastern time. So we'll talk to Gunny about this game tonight, or I guess technically yesterday, and we'll get his thoughts on some of the roster decisions the Jets have to make, because I got news for you folks. These are not easy cuts. You got to defer to the Jets with what they decide when it comes to these defensive linemen, because they know them better than we do. But, man, it is not easy to get this roster down to 53, which is a good problem to have. Let's not forget that. But these guys balled out tonight. Unreal. What a show. Thank you all. You guys are the best. Really, really can't say it enough. The support I got meeting some listeners in Vegas was awesome. Shout out to Rat Diddy, who I got to see last night at Circa. He came by. You guys are the best. Felix Campos with a super chat at the buzzer. Felix, haven't you done enough? You're the man. I'm going to respond to your email right after the show. You got to get me your address, your T-shirt size, and we're sending you the merch of all merches. Great show, Jake. Felix, thank you so much, my man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. Thanks to all the callers. How about that Lane Train Bobby Midnight meeting, man? Charles Gorman on tonight. V-Man. We had a who's who. Mount Rushmore of callers on tonight, if you will. Anyway, thank you all again for coming out and supporting the show. My name is Jake Asman. This has been the Postgame Show. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're trying to get to 40,000 subscribers by week 1 of the season, which, now that the preseason is done, is the next game the New York Jets will play. An undefeated preseason. Jets remain undefeated in 2024. This has been the Jake Asman Show, a postgame edition of the program. Like the video on your way out. Have a great night, everybody. We will talk to you tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern time, or technically later today with our guy Gunny. Go Jets, and let's go, baby. The goal, Super Bowl champions. That's it. Nothing else. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Let's go, baby.
First, I got to ask you about the shop first. Try to put in the password Patreon. It's not working.
The password's actually Chicken Soup 2024. Rick got it right.
It's not working.
Make sure you put all caps for Chicken Soup 2024.
I did put it in all caps.
It's actually all lowercase then.
It's not working, Jake. I don't know what the hell it is.
My merch person just told me they changed the password again. Let me get it for you.
Oh, okay.
Ask her for the soup recipe.
She's not in the mood right now. She's talking to my dad.
By the way, the password is Dennis Gorman if you want to try that.
Is it all caps lock?
It's Dennis is all caps, Gorman is all lowercase.
It's not working.
Hey, I just got off the phone with my merch guy. It's Chicken Soup for Life. Try that, all caps.
It's not working either.
Are you serious? I'm gonna have to fire this guy.
How do you chicken is spelled bleh.
How do you spell bleh? I think you're typing too fast.
Say, please try again.
This is unbelievable. All right, well, message me on the Discord later, and I'll get you in there when I figure this out. Charles, try one more password if you can. All caps. I want WANT chicken soup.
Say, please try again.
God damn. I'm sorry, man.
Don't worry about it, Jake. You know what? I'll probably come on another time, okay? Don't worry about it.
Look, I'm going to turn around.
Keep mooning us. There we go.
No. Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
I want to apologize for yesterday. I was trying to show off the name on my jersey, but my desk chair doesn't swivel. So I got up and I showed off my butt.
I didn't think I was going to get COVID.
You have COVID, Chiefs fan?
A symptom of COVID. I just feel like shit.
What symptom do you have?
Basically, you got the run syndrome. You're not feeling well. You're sleeping like a bear in hibernation, all that little stuff.
I don't know if that's COVID. That just sounds like you're
Well,
like, I think you'll be okay. Did you say you had the runs?
That's basically...
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't.
Bobby, that's enough out of you, all right?
I did drink a shit ton. And you know when you drink a shit ton, your immune system goes...
You sleeping, Bob?
I'm in the orange chair. Hi, Aurora. This is for you, sunshine.
How does it feel?
Good. You're welcome, sweetheart. You're a good girl. Sunshine.
Bobby serenaded me last night on his channel.
When I think about you, I touch myself.
Wow.
Let's go, baby.